Jai Shri Ram. You will absolutely love this if you are a true Sanatani and a Hanuman Bhakta. My question was, can we have a spiritual interpretation of the Nava nidhis instead of the Puranic version that Hanuman confers on his devotees? Ashta Siddhi Nava nidhi ke data Asavaradina Janaki Mata. Hanuman Chalisa number 31. Tulsidas is telling us that Sita Mata Sita, who is the guru of Hanumanji, conferred on Hanuman the benediction, the blessing, that he will be able to confer the Ashta Siddhis and the Nava Nidhis. Ashta Siddhis we already know: Anima, Mahima, Garima, Lagima, Prapti, Prakamya, Ishitva, Vachitva. I already discussed that. Now, Nava Nidhis actually are Padma, Mahapadma, Kunda, Mukunda, Shanka, Kharva, Neela, uh, Shankar, Kharva, Neela, and a few more. I think now I for the shots I have to rush through this. Okay, let us see. Okay, so I asked, can we have a spiritual interpretation of the Navanitis instead of the Puranic version? Absolutely. Let's dive into the Navanitis from a spiritual inner development perspective rather than the literal treasure hoarding Puranic lens. Think of it as Hanuman not handing out gold but unlocking the keys to spiritual mastery and human excellence. Okay, Padma, lotus, purity and detachment, blossoming of the soul amidst worldly attachments. Hanuman bestows the grace to remain pure and unattached like a lotus, rising above the mud of desires and distractions, social media, Netflix, etc. Mahapadma, great lotus, expansive awareness. Wow. Represents the ability to expand consciousness beyond self limitation. It is the treasure of vision and insight, seeing the unity behind multiplicity. Mahapadma. Wow. Keep greeting people, Jai Shri Ram, see Rama in everybody, including trees and animals, and stop eating meat. That is unprovoked murder. So Mahapadma is expansive awareness. I'll go slow on this. Shankha, conch, spiritual expression. Well, I own at least 15 shankas. That is to help kids learn how to blow the conch. And the sound of the conch has a tremendous spiritual vibration. A conch resonates when blown. Spiritually, it is the power of righteous speech, truth, and mantric vibration. Study the Hanuman Chalisa every day. You will develop the liking to study Gita every day, chant Gita every day. Hanuman will give you that predilection. Hanuman gives the capacity to speak with clarity, impact, and devotion. Wow. Makara, crocodile, fearlessness and resilience. Wow. Symbolizes the courage to navigate the murky waters of life. The spiritual Makara is steadfastness in adversity. So, fearlessness and resilience, the treasure of inner fortitude. So, crocodile, Makara represents fearlessness, resilience, steadfastness. Okay, let's look at fearlessness and resilience. Because once the Makara holds something, even Gajendra had to seek Krishna's help. So, even the most powerful animal in water, the alligator will, once it holds, there is no getting away. So, Hanuman will give you that Makara like resilience and fearlessness to hold on to Rama's feet, and knowledge in the Bhagavad Gita, to hold on to chanting Hanuman Chalisa. Wow. Kachapa, again 238 in the Bhagavad Gita. Yada samharate chayam kurmongani va sarvasha indriyani indriyartebhyas tasya prajna pratishtita. So Kachapa represents steadfastness and longevity of practice. And actually, the tortoise moves slowly but resolutely. So, I am reminded of a nice story. There was a student who came to a Guruji, perhaps Vishwamitra, and he said, I want to learn all the Shastras and all that. How much time will it take? Vishwamitra said, it might take about 10 years. The student was impatient. He said, Sir, I will work 24 hours. I will put in 3 times the amount of effort. I want to do it fast. How much time will it take? Vishwamitra said it will take 20 years. A cryptic answer. I hope you understood it. See, there are many good things in life which you cannot speed up. If you speed up, the process will derail and it will get spoiled, and eventually you will end up learning, you're taking more time to learn it. So there are some things which have to be learnt gradually, repetition and practice. Some things cannot be sped up in life. Okay, Kachapa represents the steady spiritual progress. So yogasanas also you cannot do rapidly. You cannot blitz the muscle. I blitz the muscle when I'm doing workouts in my gym. Of course, after the warm up. So Kachapa represents steady spiritual progress, slow, steady. Hanuman grants the treasure of persistence, discipline, and patience in sadhana. Mukunda, eh? Mukunda, Krishna's name, jewel of liberation. Muktim dadati iti Mukunda. That is the definition of the word. Because he gives mukti, he is called Mukunda. Wisdom and liberation, Mukunda. Beyond worldly wealth, this is Jnana Nidhi, the treasure of knowledge that liberates. It is the ability to discern real from illusory, leading towards moksha. Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha, Iha Mutra Phalabhoga Viragaha, Shamadamadi Shakka Sampatti, and Mumukshutvam. All these four things which are eligibility criteria for Jnana, as described by Adi Shankaracharya, Hanuman will not only give you jnana, he will also confer you with the eligibility requirements to get jnana. Wow, that is Mukunda. Vijaya, mastery over circumstances. So, you don't become a puppet of the circumstances. People are usually victims of the circumstances. Strong people create circumstances. Spiritual victory first means control over mind, senses, and ego, then over life situations. Hanuman gives the inner armor of courage and success and righteous action. Dhana, abundance consciousness. Okay, wow. Dhana is not literally a big bank balance, it is abundance consciousness. You already have all that you need here. Billions of people in the world would gladly exchange their place with us. You already have a house to live in, food, clothing. What more do you want? Even the minimum luxuries are also there. So, we don't need a Mercedes Benz. Come on. People foolishly run after all these things. Not mere money, but the wealth of virtues. Gunadhyo hardya uchate. Krishna says the wealthy person is one who is wealthy in gunas, virtues. Gunadhyo hardya uchate. Krishna. Wealth of virtues, wealth of relationships, wealth of Hanuman Chalisa knowledge, wealth of Bhagavad Gita, wealth of spiritual faculties. Hanuman's blessing is to cultivate inner abundance that radiates outward too. So, you will not only have these wealths which matter, but you will be in a position to inspire others with this wealth. Shobha, okay? Now, splendor, grace, radiance of character, okay? Symbolizes dignity, charisma, and harmony in life. The real treasure is a luminous presence that inspires devotion and respect, not superficial glamour. I think Chat GPT did not include, let us see. It said Padma, Mahapadma, Shanka, Makara, Kachapa, Mukunda, Kunda is also there. Kunda, Mukunda, and then Vijaya Dhana. Okay, fine, it's all right. Neela. Neela is a gem. Well, gem can be interpreted as great virtues, like Rama's virtues are there, right? Rama's virtues, the most important of Rama's virtues which we must inculcate. The first one is Paraguna Paramanuna Parvati Krutyam Nityam. That means people, are habitually nitpicking, fault finding, and indulging in micro aggressions, micro assaults, micro invalidations, and micro insults. Please don't do that. Fault finders, everywhere you will find people have something negative to say. The moment you interact with them, they will start complaining about everything. What we need is good finders. Rama had this habit. Paraguna Paramanuna Parvati Krutyam Nityam. If you see even a small good quality in somebody, praise that. In fact, exaggerate it. Paramanuna, Paraguna Paramanuna Parvati Krutyam. He will exaggerate that minor, that small thing into a big mountain. Pygmalion effect, it's called in management. Pygmalion effect. Actually, Pygmalion effect in management is if you praise somebody for their goodness, whatever, however small that goodness might be, they will endeavor to live up to it, and that is how they will become good people. So that's the task of a true leader. In fact, Pygmalion was the name of a Greek sculptor in those days, ancient days. The legend goes that Pygmalion sculpted a beautiful statue, and he fell in love with this. It was a lady he sculpted. I believe he was pining in love and he was starving, and the gods took pity on him and infused life into that statue, and he lived happily ever after. So, the Pygmalion effect in management is if we praise people for even one good quality, they may have 100 negative traits, but there could be a saving grace, uh, one good redeeming feature. Identify that quickly and glorify that and tell everyone about it. So this person will now try to live up to that, and then slowly those negatives will fall away and he will become a good human being. And you will accrue the punyam of transforming a Rakshasa into a Vibhishana, right? Uh, so that is all. Let's see how Hanuman confers this. They are not external but internal realizations awakened in a devotee who surrenders ego, cultivates discipline, and acts with devotion. Hanuman is the bridge between raw potential and its disciplined, fearless expression. Seeking these treasures is akin to turning inward, where each nidhi manifests as a refined quality of character, consciousness, and devotion. Wow, I hope you enjoyed listening to this. Please pass it on. So these are all the Navanidhi. There are different names for the nidhis, but it doesn't matter. It serves our purpose. Jai Shri Ram.